Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have something super exciting for you. I have the new Ohuhu colored pencils. Now they've been working on these for quite a while. In fact, I got some prototypes quite a few months ago, like sometime last year, and they've been working on them ever since. So it was kind of fun to be part of that process. And now they have the official set. So this is on the Ohuhu store. And if you are waiting for Amazon, I was told they'll be there around February 5th-ish. I will, however, leave a link in the description below that'll take you to Ohuhu's website, as well as a coupon code. They gave me a 10% off coupon for my subscribers, and you can use it on anything in the store. So not just these pencils. So keep that in mind. All right. First things first, let's unbox. Now, I unwrapped it already, but let me tell you, this thing was insanely packaged. It came in a box, so a box around this, and of course this was shrink wrapped, so then a box, bubble wrapped to high heaven, another box, and then put in a massive bubble mailer. It took like 10 minutes to undo it. All right, so let's check this out. It says draw, feel, empower. That's kind of cute. All right, so we got like a little foam protector here, which is nice because that protects your leads. And then it's Halawa, I believe is how you pronounce it. Comes with a little swatch chart. I'll probably use this just to get a feel for it. And then, go from there. And then we got a little user manual about their oil-based, as they are calling them. Light, fast, and waterproof. We'll be testing that with the infamous sheet, and so it's in different languages. I'm not seeing the light fast ratings on here, so that's just one thing to keep in mind. All right, let's grab one that's easy to see on camera. Okay, very nice. Oh, even conforms to the ASTMD standards, so you know what? I appreciate that. So it's got a name and a number, then they always have different names for like their products, and then Ohuhu. It is a color dipped end, so that's always nice. In fact, we'll sharpen a few up. When I swatch, I tend to be lazy, but let's sharpen and see how they do. That actually sharpened really nicely. All right, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to fill out this swatch chart, but I'm going to zoom you in, and we're going to do this the sped up way for your sanity. And I'm sure you'll appreciate that, right? So we'll speed up this part, and then we'll do our test, and then we'll color a little bit with them and kind of see what they're like. Okay, so we swatched them all up. Most likely it's the paper making them look pretty pale, but there's actually some dark colors in here. Pretty good range. I kind of feel like some of these reds are close, but the boxes are so small that I don't want to necessarily write it off. Same thing with some of these yellows. They feel a little close, but again, small boxes. I always like to swatch on the chart that comes with it because then I put them in my own color order after I'm done. So that's something to keep in mind whenever you get a new set of pencils. Okay, so what we're going to work on next is the infamous chart. Now, this isn't always fun to watch, which is why I'm going to kind of speed it up and show you. But what I typically like to do when I am creating this chart is I'll either use a blue or a red color, except for the blend, of course. So I'm going to fill this out in speed mode, but you can at least watch and get the idea of how this works. Okay, so we did our layer test. This is just where I use very light pressure, so you might have noticed I was holding the pencil super far back, but that's just to see how these could layer and, you know, how much tooth is left, especially if you enjoy layering pencils. I don't, as you could tell when I was doing my blend, which was just a blue, light blue, and a purple. I like to be heavy-handed, but even after 5 layers, there's plenty to work with, which is a good thing, especially for an oil-based pencil. So now we have a couple things, other things to test here. Let's start with our eraser test. All right, so I did 3 colors just to see. I'm just going to kind of go down the middle. So they lift pretty good, and you could still color back over them. So that's always a good sign. So that's pretty good for erasing. All right, the smudgy test, we just take our finger. Not bad. That one's moving a little bit more. They really didn't move much at all. can even see. The blue moved a tiny bit, but unless you're literally pressing like this, you're not going to get any smudging. So now we're going to do the water test. This is always good because a lot of pencils now say, you know, waterproof. It's actually on the thing here. So let's see. Well, the green is not separating. I appreciate that. Blue tends to be one that does. Only a very tiny amount came off the blue. But like if you're doing a watercolor background, right, you don't want to accidentally hit your pencils. So as you can see, the red and the blue did move a little, but not a lot. I've seen ones that just straight up disintegrate. The blend was really easy. I am heavy-handed, so I tend to, well, be heavy-handed when I'm blending anything. So it blended really nicely. So I'm not gonna lie, that was actually pretty fun. So I thought it would be a good idea to just color something small in small victories, make it true to the name, and then we can finish this up. So let's see. I'm thinking just a tiny little doodad, but something that still gives me enough space to play with. I've been working on these little guys, so I think we'll do one of these. All right, let me sharpen some pencils. Okay, real fast before we get started. These two here, when I sharpened them in my doll 133, broke on me, so I had to sharpen them again. Could just be, I mean, numerous factors. It's definitely not the way they were shipped. Like I said, they were bubble wrapped within an inch of their life. So it could just be a manufacturing thing. I don't know. We'll see. But I've got red violet here. I just want to do something simple to kind of gauge how these look and how they feel on like Johanna paper. And then I'll probably do a live stream or something where we color more in depth. Oops, that one broke. Now I'm a heavy-handed colorist, so when I'm coloring, I want to color the way I would normally color. Now these are oil-based, which means they're supposed to be a little bit more transparent than opaque. You know, like compared to like Prismas where they're so soft you can kind of smush colors together. So that's always one thing to keep in mind when you're creating your transitions. In fact, I need to feather this out. I just picked some simple color combos here, nothing outrageous. I mean, we are working in a very tiny little box here. These work really nice on this paper and they're not even scratchy. I've got other brands that are pretty scratchy. Oops, too much coffee this morning. All right. You sharpen them really sharp, they break if you press hard, but hey, I'm so used to Prisma that I don't really judge a pencil on that because I still love my Prisma. I'm going to leave a little white space at the end of the leaf. All right. Those actually color up very nicely. Let's see if we can't take maybe like this lighter blue and just kind of color in the background. We'll just keep it one little color. Yeah, they're really smooth, but they don't feel like other pencils when they're oil-based, you know, you can just feel that filler in them. They don't have that feeling. They also don't feel like, say, polychromos. So they're not like a hard lead. And I would say they're a bit more opaque than like other oil-based brands, but they blend really smoothly. So I mean, see, that's a pretty good blend there with just 2 colors each. So that's actually pretty impressive. Now, they did send these to me, but as anyone who's watched my channel knows, long enough at least, I never sugarcoat and or lie about a review. I've had plenty of free products sent my way, and I have no problem saying what I think. So, before anyone worries about that, because I received these for free, so we did color our page. Honestly, these work really nicely on smooth cardstock because that is what we did for testing. That was what we did for Johanna's. But also, I bet you these would be fine on a toothy paper. You know, one thing we didn't test was I wanted to check out the white pencil. So, let's see how opaque the white is. That's something I need to add to my testing sheet, and I keep forgetting. All right, let's grab their white. Oh, wow. That's actually really good. Look at that. That's nice and opaque. Is it Prisma opaque? No, but it's better than other cheaper brands, so that's pretty good. Okay, so if I had one complaint about these pencils, it would be that they have 72 colors and they wasted 2 spots on a gold and silver. Most of you know how I feel about that, but I just feel like it's such a waste of space to create, you know, throw metallics in there, especially because often I want to color my own metallics, or I don't want to be bothered with metallics. 2 other colors could have gone in there. That said, it's a really good range of colors. Lots of purples for it being 72, tons of greens, including the more olive yellow ones. You also have plenty for skin tones, and then you got some warm grays and cool grays and a little bit of French grays. Like I said, I do feel like some of these yellows were overkill, but maybe on a larger chart when I move it there, we could see something different. But overall, these are not shabby at all. They colored that little guy really well, and considering they come out to, what is it, 62 cents a pencil, and that's not including the 10% out or 10% off discount you could get from me, that's actually a really good deal. So I'm pretty impressed. I would actually recommend these. So you can either go on Ohuhu's website, again I'll leave a link in the description below, but you can hop on there and go ahead and, you know, use the 10% off on anything. You can stock up on your markers and buy these pencils, or they will be on Amazon sometime, she said, around February 5th. So you can wait for that. I don't know how much they'll be on the Amazon site. You also won't get the 10% off if you wait for Amazon. But yeah, I'd love to know if anyone's bought these already. They are in the Ohuhu store. I know there's a few people that have reviewed them, and I like to take my time with reviews, so it takes me a little bit, but I think these are a keeper. Yeah, I'm going to play around with them some more. I'd love to stream with them, and I think I'll do a stream this Sunday, maybe even give away a set. We'll see. So thank you everyone for joining me for another colored pencil review, and until next time, take care. Bye now.